Welcome to CountryLine TV. I'm Ashley Higginbotham in the studio with Tyce Delk. Tyce,
Yes,
thanks for
ma'am.
coming in.
You bet. Thank you guys for having us.
I love the hat.
Yeah, thank you.
It's nice. I feel like it takes some time to come out in this weather because it's not great. But I feel
cold.
like it is cold. But I feel like that's nothing new for you because you hunt in your free time, right?
Yeah.
So this is like the perfect weather for that.
Yeah, it's cold and it's wet, but I'd prefer this weather over like a 110-degree day by a mile.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. And you're also, once again, familiar with the outdoors. A fourth generation farmer.
Yep. Yeah.
Talk to me about that.
Yeah. So I'm fourth generation rancher on my dad's side, then fourth generation farmer on my mom's side. And so after my parents got married, they moved to eastern New Mexico, and that's kind of where we grew up, is on that farm there. And we farmed wheat, and then we harvested our own hay grazer for our cattle. And then my dad and my dad and my mom's dad, they got a cow-calf operation together, and so just kind of been doing that. Yeah.
Nice. What would you say is your favorite memory out there?
A lot of late nights during wheat harvest would be pretty cool, and my grandma bringing us dinner and eating dinner on the tailgate of a pickup for 2 months straight, and then getting back to it and cutting wheat till midnight or 1 in the morning was pretty. Those are good memories that I'll cherish.
Nice. Okay. What'd you guys listen to while you were out there?
A lot of the grain cart tractor that I drove and the older combine didn't have Bluetooth, so it was 105.9 there, and it was a lot of 90s hits and stuff like that. So, and then of course singing to myself.
Okay, yeah. Nice. What would you say your influences are then?
Musically, probably I would say like Vince Gill and Chris Stapleton are probably my giants, and then Marcus King too as well. Just a lot of that soulful, bluesy, and vocal run stuff. That's definitely kind of what I lean towards, I would say.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, your family is part of a band.
Yeah, fourth generation. So my great granddad started Tyce Delk and the Goalie Jumpers in 1934.
That's an incredible name.
Yeah, and they got the name. They were on their way to a dance, and the road got rained out, so they had to. If I remember this story correctly, they had to get all their instruments and they had to run the rest of the way to the gig. And so by the time everybody kind of saw them, they were jumping the goalies, like physically jumping the goalies to get to the gig. And so Tyce Delk and the Goalie Jumpers, that's how they got that. And then my granddad, Joe, he played fiddle all over the place too. And then my dad and my uncles and their best friends, which they still all play together nowadays about 4 or 5 times a year, they'll have a big shindig. But they played every honky-tonk from Flagstaff to Quebec, Canada. And they just traveled out of 2 Dodge pickups and horse trailers, and they made it happen. So
wow. I feel like when you're talking about how they physically like jump the goalies, I feel like that's an excuse for, like every grandpa out there is like, I walked uphill to school.
Yeah,
both ways.
Yeah, that story may not be accurate. maybe there wasn't goalies, but we'll never know.
Yeah, I guess not. So you're from New Mexico.
Yep.
What part of New Mexico?
Central Eastern. So I grew up like 2.5 hours straight northwest of Lubbock. So we're just across the state line there in New Mexico. We call it West Texas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Because you said it's close to Lubbock. That's where you're located now, right?
Yeah. Well, now my wife and I live in Lipan, Texas, which is about 4 hours east of Lubbock, and it's just kind of in the center of Texas. It's good for this tour. Just we're in the middle of a lot of stuff, close to the airport, closer to a lot of the shows, and so
it's kind of a little bit easier to travel.
Yeah, definitely a lot easier.
Okay. You have a debut EP coming up.
Yes.
Enough Ain't Enough.
Yeah.
Where'd the name come from?
The guy who wrote it with Kenny Whitmire. He kind of had that melody, and I had just got married, and so it was kind of thank you. It was a good kind of love song, love ballad, and it kind of was right up my alley. And so we wrote that song one night, and that's definitely my favorite song I've ever been a part of. And so super fortunate to have Kenny on that one, and so I'm super pumped about both those new songs.
Nice. Yeah. When the first time I heard Adeline, it was like the second you opened your mouth, I was just like I think that's an incredible song.
Well, thank you. I'm super proud of that one and what it's done for me. I recorded that song and then I sat on it for a year just because I was so unsure about it.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife was just like, screw it, put it out, just do it. And so I called the guy, we recut the vocals, and then thankfully TikTok did its thing with it, and so brought
Yeah,
me
it was
here.
like over 1 million streams in a week. Is that what
Yeah,
it
I think
was?
it's still doing 1 million
What's your
streams.
wife's name?
Courtland.
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 Thank you for telling him to
Yeah.
release that song.
Yeah.
I love it. It's good.
Yeah.
What would you say is your favorite song on your upcoming EP?
Enough ain't enough.
Okay.
For sure. Yeah, definitely super pumped about that one for sure.
Yeah. When people listen to you, what do you want them to feel?
I just want them to be able to relate to the music and kind of feel the authenticity of it. I want them to just kind of be able to hear the words and be like, "Oh crap, that's something that I've went through or I can relate to." And so, like I can, I want, I don't on that EP is it's a breakup song. And so, if anybody's ever been done wrong by some blue eyes, and maybe they can relate to it. So
Nice. Okay. What is coming up next for you?
got a lot of fun shows. We're gonna announce some new shows in November, and then of course gonna keep the music pumping out too. So a lot of new music and a lot of good shows.
Okay. Yeah.
So
I want you to imagine something. I
Okay.
want you to imagine if like little Tyce comes in the room, and what would you say to him, and what would he say to you?
well, being that I'd probably tell him to pick up the guitar and put down the basketball because he was too short for basketball. Because that's what I did is I played basketball and then I got done playing basketball and I was like, crap, I need something to do. So that's when I started playing music again. But I'd tell him just to go with the flow and don't expect nothing because 2 years ago you couldn't have told me that I'd be married and be doing music full time. So I'm super blessed to be where I'm at. So just kind of let God do his thing and roll with the flow.
Yeah. So you loved playing basketball. You're a Celtics fan, right?
Yeah, die hard.
Where did you're like? I feel like Celtics are up here. You're from down here. How did you connect?
I guess whenever I got to the point where when I got to the age of first understanding basketball, that was kind of Celtics heyday, and Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, Rondo, KG, and so I just kind of took a liking to Paul Pierce. I had a Celtics bedspread. I had all their posters on the wall. I wore my Paul Pierce jersey more than I wore underwear. I mean, it was bad. And so I guess just then, and that's just kind of took a liking to him and wanted to be a Celtics player. And so
Nice. I love that.
yeah.
We all have big dreams like that.
Oh yeah, that was my 6th grade. That was my goal in 6th grade when the teacher asked me. I said I wanted to play in the NBA for the Celtics, but
Nice.
I stopped growing at 6 foot, so realized that probably wasn't a possibility.
You've got to be incredibly tall.
Yeah.
Majority of the time.
Yeah, or just be quicker than crap, and I wasn't that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, it's not wrong to have any big dreams. What would you say would be like a big dream of yours to collab with?
Collab, Vince Gill collab would be like I'd probably cry the entire time,
I
truthfully.
was just gonna ask, would you probably just be?
Yeah, I don't even know if I could sing in front of Vince Gill, truthfully.
Yeah.
And so yeah, but probably Vince Gill. I mean, like Marcus King and Chris. I mean, those would be incredible too. But I mean, Vince would take it out of me for sure.
Okay. Would you do? You'd also, what was it? Chris Stapleton is your
Yeah.
other.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
So
Nice.
for sure.
I love that. Have you had a favorite live performance so far? Like, what would you say was your favorite?
Favorite would be the probably in Helotes, Texas, the Flores County store. That was we played it probably a month ago, and we packed it out. I mean, it was just a super fun show to hear them singing some unreleased stuff back to us too. And Adeline, of course, they loved it, and so thankful for all that. But definitely that show was probably number one so far where it really hit that it's kind of happening. So
Yeah, you're like, wow, I think I could actually do this.
yeah, and so
Nice. Okay. Well, where can people find you on social media?
just Tyce Delk, TyceDelk, TikTok and Instagram, and then all things on Spotify, Pandora, Apple Music, all that. So
Okay.
yeah,
Thanks for coming in today.
you bet. Thank you guys a bunch.